we are here in the Bahamas.
We are going to make it right.
If you became a millionaire, would you keep working? You know?
Great job, brother. It was fun to meet you.
What's going on right now is California's trying to figure out.
Don't eat.
You really gotta pop your butt.
Yeah. Oh, I can. That was the best intro I ever did. You guys do realize that, right? That was the best intro I ever did?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, I'm not going to start until I see people saying that the sound is back.
You can hear him now, right, PJ? Yeah, you're good.
I want my people
You're good.
to say, sound? Hello? Audio is dead? Finally, BitBoy makes sense? You back? No pictures. LOL. Let me turn my hearing aids up. Okay. All right. Back on. Okay, here we go. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto, home of the BitSquad, the largest and greatest crypto community in all of the interwebs. No channel works harder to keep you in the know about crypto, even when we have technical difficulties. My name is Ben. We come to you live every single day, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Exactly at 11:30. As you guys know, we never miss. I'm always here. Guys, we got back from the book tour. It's absolutely amazing. AOC, are you glad I'm back? Oh, AOC says yes. Thank you, AOC. That's right. We do have AOC now on the board. Also, guys, for you dummies out there, say something low IQ. Let me see something. I love. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
BJ, it's not.
Yeah, I hear it.
5558. Did you take Frankie's mic? No, I didn't. Let's get ready to FOMO. Nice to have you back. The boys did a great job while you were gone. Low IQ. No one can replace me. I'm just kidding. They did amazing. They did absolutely amazing. Guys, I got some pretty cool gifts while I was gone. I bought this AOC bobblehead on my own last night because you guys know I don't agree with AOC on anything, but I want to be AOC's friend. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, I want you to know that me and you could have something special. We could have a bond that could forge crypto into the new generation. So AOC, I would like for you to come tour my studio. Would you like to do that? Yes. So later I'm going to walk her around and give her a tour. Here you go. Look at this. Look at this. Also, guys, I got this really cool. As you guys know, I am Officer 589 of the XRP Army. My guy got me this one on the tour. Check this out. So it's time for the XRP section. I'm going to wear this. Should I do it every time for the XRP section?
Why not?
I think so. That's right. Hold on. I got to put my chin strap on if I'm going to get serious here. That's right. We're ready for war! All right. Okay. All right, guys. Crypto. Also, guys, real quick, let me show some things. Don't forget to check your book out, Catching Up to Crypto. We got back from the book tour, and man, it was absolutely amazing meeting everybody that was everywhere. We went all across the country. We did 15 flights in 15 days, 11 cities in 15 days. Absolutely phenomenal. Love getting out and meeting the people. While I was gone, a couple cool things happened here. We got our new Ethereum shirt. I didn't like the blue, so we got it. You guys can see.
There you go.
Look at that. Let's real quick, before we get the show started, let's pull up ultrasound.money here. And as you guys can see, I want to show you guys this. This is insane. We were looking at this yesterday in my Washington, D.C. meetup. Shout out to my Washington, D.C. peeps. Chris Bowser says he's got his book ordered and can't wait for a Philly stop. Can't wait. Let's go. Absolutely. We're so excited about that. Guys, since the merge, ETH is deflationary. That is insane. Now, what I want to show you guys, because we had some questions about this. Absolutely amazing. Elliot, there's my guy. I remember you, Elliot. We may dig into the buyback stuff on another video. Octopus still makes the cut. That's right, guys. The octopus was Vumio. I don't know if you guys have figured that out. That's the logo of Vimeo, the new NFT platform. VOOMIO. You can check it out on Twitter. Justin Williams is the CEO of that. So this is what happened since the merge. So the merge was what, September 16th, September 17th, somewhere around there, 15th. This is how much Ethereum, because I had a question about the uncapped supply of Ethereum. And I tried to explain, like, the comment that was made was, well, what if they just change the code of Ethereum? What if they just change the code of Bitcoin? You have to have consensus of the network to do that. It's not the miners. 51% of the nodes on the network would have to agree to change the number above 21 million. Are they going to do that? Probably not. Is ETH going to change the code? ETH gets changed through improvement proposals. EIP 1559, scheduled updates to merge, to the merge, Ethereum 2.0. We still got the surge, the verge, the purge, the splurge. We got all of it coming down the road. It'll take a while for it to happen. But guys, I really want you to understand what this means here. And I want to really make some points here. If we had proof of work going, we would have added 1.7 million more Ethereum. It's now been 5 months since the merge. We would have added approximate 1.68 million Ethereum. Instead, because we're on proof of stake, there's negative 9,726. Guys, the tokenomics of Ethereum are now far superior to Bitcoin's. Don't get caught up on the narrative that the number 21 million is important. Satoshi used the number 21 million for a specific reason, but he could have used any number, okay? That the 21 million versus the Ethereum supply, let's see what the Ethereum supply is here. The Ethereum supply right now is at 122.3 million, okay? What matters are the market caps against each other. The number of coins doesn't matter. What did matter is that 122 million, or 122.3 million, when you compare that to other projects out there, it's still a very low number for a crypto project, okay? So it's not in the billions, it's not in the hundreds of millions, it's not even, well, it is in the hundreds of millions, barely, 1.22 100 million, or 122 million. But the point is now it's deflationary. So even though it doesn't have a max cap, the number's going backwards now. And the more the Ethereum network gets used, the more negative this is going to get. The fact that even in this bear market, the depths of crypto winter, think about it, September to December was literally the depths of crypto winter. So even in the bear market, it's gone deflationary. I want you to think about that. Think about how insane that is. This is going to probably end up going below 120 million in the bull run. That's going to be absolutely nuts, okay? So what does this mean? This means that Ethereum is now competing with Bitcoin as digital gold, as a hedgeable asset. The tokenomics have now put it in that same plane. And people have asked me, like, what do you think Ethereum's going to stay number one, Well, the number one smart contract platform. I do believe Ethereum will pass Bitcoin in this cycle because it has, in market cap, because it has utility, plus it has digital gold. But I think what this is going to open up is people to focus on the digital gold aspect of Ethereum the same way they do with Bitcoin. And what do you think that's going to do? That's going to open the door to Cardano, to ADA, to eventually pass Ethereum as the number one smart contract platform. Now, here's the tricky thing. It can pass it as the number one smart contract platform without passing it in market cap. Because if you think about it, Ethereum is far and away the dominant player in the space, not even close. Everything that's trying to compete with it has fallen away, okay? But Cardano itself is going to be the top platform, and users and everything, in my opinion. I believe that's going to happen in the next 6 to 8 years. But what that means is Cardano is now going to rise up and be the top platform as Ethereum moves more into the hedgeable asset space. You're going to see people say, what is this next bull run going to be? We had 2017, the bull run of retail. We had 2021, the institutional bull run. 2025, I believe, is going to be the battle of nations for crypto. Okay, a lot of evidence to support that. I want to do a video, actually, Nick Demondi, if you're watching, on all of the Bitcoin, the billions of dollars that the U.S. has seized this year, over the last year, from different things. I want to show people that this is already happening under your nose and you just don't see it, okay? But what's going to happen now is we're also in combination with it being the battle of nations over Bitcoin bull run. We also have the opportunity where this could be the bull run where now institutional investors are pouring even more money into Ethereum. So you see this kind of cycle where last bull run was institutional for Bitcoin. This one's going to be institutional for Ethereum. So I think it's definitely going to happen. I think it's something that, we can't say for 100% sure, but I feel very strongly about all that. And guys, make sure if you like that I'm back, make sure to smash the like button. Number one thing you can do as a member of the channel. I'll be gone next Tuesday, and then I'll be gone the last Thursday and Friday of the month. That's the only times I'm going to be gone, unless I've got to make an emergency trip to Washington, D.C. for some stuff we're working on. Those are going to be the only times I'm going to be gone. And I want to see if I can stream at somebody's house for, are you in the city, Kelly? You're in Brooklyn? Can I come do a live stream at your house? On that Friday? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Perfect. Oh, but aren't you going to want to hide things when I walk in? Oh, okay, cool. Awesome. So that might be something I do while I'm gone. So would be really excited to do that. Okay, so, because I hate missing the show, guys. Guys, there's no chance I'm not doing this show, that I'm retiring in this bull run. No. I miss you guys so unbelievably much. I miss getting out. I can do the phone record videos, but it's not the same as interacting with the people. Do I like Bloodsport, the original? Is there a remake? Are you talking about the original? Who doesn't like Bloodsport? What man does not like Bloodsport? Have you seen it? Duh. Okay. So what I wanted to show you guys is on hitmerch.com. We got a bunch of new merch here. So if you guys go to hitmerch.com, you guys can see we've got these special Bitcoin Valentine's Day.
Hey.
Sure. Bitcoin with a heart. Bitcoin in a heart. A white Bitcoin heart shirt. You're brave if you wear a white t-shirt. Yeah. You're very brave.
So is this for people that are in their mom's basement?
The XRP army thinks you're brave if you wear a white t-shirt. Thank you.
Is this for if you're in your mom's basement, you need to buy a Valentine's gift for yourself? You buy yourself a I Heart Bitcoin t-shirt?
Guys, Bitcoin's up. It's the only chance you have to get a girlfriend right now. Yeah. Please. Okay. Go back up to the other super chat. Wait, where did the other one go? Is it gone?
It's way gone. I'll find it.
Oh, there it is. It's my guy Solomon. Solomon, what is up? My twin says appreciate the book tour a lot. She's cooler than me because it's winter in DC and summer in Kenya. Thank you, Solomon. Listen, so here's what happened. Yesterday we were doing our Washington DC bookstop. It was the last one. And what happened is the Uber canceled on us when we were leaving at almost 4. So it was an hour after the event was supposed to be over. And we're waiting on the other Uber, waiting 3 minutes for it. That's all. And in this 3-minute window, this girl pulls up and she gets out with a book. And she's like, I'm not too late, am I? It's like, no, you are not too late. You are not too late. She came in the perfect time. Solomon's twin sister got the book signed. And if you guys are ever at an event and you're not the biggest BitBoy fan in your family or friends, like somebody else turned you on to it, but they couldn't make it, I'll always make him a quick video. So I made a little quick video for Solomon so his sister could send it to him. So I did that for a lot of people on the trip. Definitely was awesome. Got full production. What did that say? Last one? Got a full production studio in my home if you're ever held up in the Minneapolis area. Well, sure, if I go back to Minneapolis. Enjoy Minneapolis. Hi, Ben. Will ETH survive after crypto regulations and other coins? Yes, ETH is going to be fine. Don't worry about it. They're not going to go after Ethereum. Gary Gensler's on his way out. Okay. By the end of this year, definitely he'll be out, in my opinion, from what I've been told. Middle of the year, it will probably happen sometime around that time from the timelines.
The library stuff actually set pretty good precedent because they said because the token's circulating, they might be able to go after the company, but 100%. The token itself is pretty much untouchable, which is
100%.
Yeah.
Guys, they can go after the sale. They can't go after the coin. That's the precedent that's now been set. That library case turned out to be extremely important.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming. I mean, I knew it was a possibility, but they failed so hard in the original case of whether it's a security or not.
Well, John Deaton did some amazing work on that. Really, he convinced the judge pretty well.
Oh, yeah, he was in there. Yeah. XRPL, let's have John Deaton on the show soon. Yeah. Molly, if you're watching, Molly, reach back out to John, or I might do it. XRPL, I saw that comment. We're going to check that out. I want to start doing videos where we're talking about coins on top of chains, right? Like, where are the top Cardano coins right now? Where are the top ERC20s? Stuff like that. Crypto Billy, we got a location time for ATL book signing. I think we decided to do that the week after, right?
I guess.
Excuse me. I know right now we've got it before Philadelphia and New York. I think what we decided is to do it the first week in March, we're going to do it here in the studio. So if you're in Atlanta, you want to come down, or you're in the local area in the South, you want to come by the studio, that's what we're going to do. We're going to do it in combination with a Georgia Tech blockchain group as well. So thank you for coming to Super Chat real quick. Last one. Thank you for coming to Phoenix. Great meeting. See you on the cruise. Awesome. Love you, Nuker. Listen, this is what I'll say. Some of the stops were absolutely amazing. They were all great. They were all phenomenal. My very favorite one was Phoenix. I'll tell you, the Phoenix people, they showed out. I've never been to Phoenix before. The venue was really, I was like, the total combination of everything was perfect. So Phoenix was actually my favorite one. Enjoyed a lot of them that were great. Austin, we had so many people at the Austin one as well. So all of them were great. A lot of the venues were great. Questions were awesome. Me and the people were great. So thank you to everybody. People stopped staring at Ben Snips. That's Crypto Steve-O. He was there yesterday. Hey. And I think I met one of our other mods. Can't remember who it was now at this point. All right, you guys check out hitmerch.com. There you go. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Guys, we got a huge campaign on Twitter right now. I can unpin this. No, I don't want to delete it. I want to unpin it. Unpin that. And I want to pin my egg. Where's my egg? Oh, there's my guy, Cartier. He said I'm good. He says he's my plug in DC. That guy was cool. He said he does music. We ever want to get down with him on that. I want, let's see, Crypto Steve posted some pictures from the event. Guys, I do want you to know, I do leg day. I've got some pretty big quads, actually, and some pretty big thighs. Are you showing this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, it's a gigantic puffy jacket. It makes me look like I have no legs, just so you know. And then let's see, where is the egg? Where's my egg? Here it is. Well, let's pin this. Guys, we want to make this Bitcoin egg the #1 most liked image on Twitter or post ever. We want it to be. Right now, it's got 1,845. Guys, that's a pretty good percent. What is that, like 0.1% of people? If you ever know anything about Orbeon Protocol, no, I do not. Jay, thank you for the super chat. Don't know anything about it. I hope that's not a shill. Hope you're not shilling there, so be careful. Okay, don't forget to check us out on Instagram. On Instagram, we are at currently 479,000 followers. That jumped up, I think. And we had some new ones. Don't forget to check out the book. You go to bitboycrypto.com/book to get access to that. And if you are at the meetup and you register with Eventbrite, here's what you need to do. When your book comes in, send it to our office. You can look at BitBoy Crypto, Kennesaw, Georgia. It'll come right up, the address. Send it to our office. Include a shipping label for us to return it. I'll sign it, put it back in the box, close it up, put the label on, and send it back to you. So there you go. I mean, because we have a lot of people that showed up without the books because they hadn't been there yet. So don't forget to sign up for the cruise. This is the last week to sign up for the cruise, I believe. Actually, it's over. I thought it was the 9th. That's February 9th. February 2nd. Okay, well, we'll see you all on the cruise, whoever's going. Check out CoinMarketCap. I know that was a lot of intro, but man, I really miss y'all. Welcome home. Can you give a timeline on when you'll do AI coin reviews? It's written. You just got to record it. I'm not sure when it's going to come out. Okay, going to CoinMarketCap here. We have 22.445 thousand, 22,500 basically cryptos out there. 540 exchanges going on. We got over 1 trillion still in market cap, 1.068 trillion. The volume's about 51 billion. Bitcoin dominance, 41.5%. Okay, Jay, thank you for that clarification. That's what I said. I said just be careful because I wasn't sure or not. I have not heard of that coin. Ethereum at dominance at 18.8%. It's starting to go up. Guys, we're going to see this go up pretty significantly here, I believe. So,
Bitcoin dominance climbing too.
Yeah, it is. What was it? Well, it's been to 42, hasn't it? I think it was at 42. Let's check it out real quick. Let's see here. The dominance is down here. Now, the dominance is by week, I believe. So you can't look it up. Let's go to the 1 month. Maybe it might be a little easier to see.
You can see it at
So the low for this month, for the last 30 days, is 37.85%. The high, 43%. So when I left, it was around 42. So it's actually not up. It dropped a little bit as the price of Bitcoin has been falling over the last 24 hours. So there you go. That's Bitcoin for you. We got Ethereum coming in at 1645. I did promise Austin that if Ethereum hit 2,500 in February, I would dress up like Cupid. So there you go. And it can't be a scam week. I know y'all whales out there just want to see me dress up like Cupid again. BNB XRP up at 40 cents. Cardano up. Cardano and XRP are on the same price. That means Cardano is pumped really hard because XRP was way ahead of it for a while, if I remember correctly. Let's check that out real quick. I mean, two of our favorite coins out there. Let's go to the last 3 months. Let's see. Let me go there. Let me go to 3 months. Okay, so it peaked out at like 43 cents, or XRP did on January 23rd. Right now, Cardano is peaking at about 40 cents. So look at the bottoms. The bottoms are pretty similar, kind of a similar chart. But look, here's the difference. You see here, you see this area a little more sideways for XRP, which I'm surprised at, to be honest with you, considering the library news. I think people don't understand the repercussions of that. And you look, Cardano has just been steady climbing. Where's my camo flannel guy who told me Cardano didn't pump? Low IQ. Also, does anybody remember what Kenny said to get the Kenny rant? I can't remember. If somebody could remind us of that. Somebody was asking me the other day. All right, let's check out the top gainers here. Hey, Ben, don't you think Layer 2 ETH will outperform ADA smart contracts from an adoption and building perspective? Well, just the fact that Layer 2 chains have to exist, shows, and how many there are, and how many different ways you can do it on Ethereum. I think that's actually not a great sign for the speed of Ethereum, right? We got to have all these ways to try to make it faster. Cardano is going to be absolutely amazingly fast anyways. And I'm sure even though Cardano is going to be way faster than Ethereum, I believe we will still see Layer 2s. Are there Layer 2s on Cardano already? I would suspect that there are. I just don't know about them. If somebody can drop that in the chat as well. AGIX surpassed ADA? In what? In transactions? James Bowler, let me know what they passed him in. I would love to see Kenny at a meetup. No, Kenny was not the green dot. I don't believe that was.
No. I wasn't here for the Kenny Day, but
I
was
you weren't.
Definitely here for
we
the
killed
green
Kenny. Yeah, we all forget. Yeah, Kenny tried blaming me for his losses. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you, Kenny. We appreciate you. I wish Kenny was still here. I miss him. Rip. Okay, top gainers of the day. Frac Share, Render Token, Lido Doubt. Render, one to watch, guys. Watch Render. Don't you guys remember when I had that dream about reindeer? About a reindeer coin being the biggest coin? And we bought reindeer token, a meme coin, just based off of my dream. And it absolutely failed. And then the Render ticker is basically reindeer. Just saying, you may want to look at Render Token. Okay. There you go. Top gainers of the week. Singularity.net, AGIX. Oh, Singularity.net is Cardano, though. It is Cardano, correct? It is. So there you go. Sure, Kenny's still here. Let's see. Just drove by. Got to buy y'all lunch one day from Jenna. Yeah, Jenna. Email info@hitnetwork.com. And you can come to our studio, check out a live show, and you can bring us lunch. That'd be great. Okay. Moving on here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Before I bring, where is it at right now? 23,020, 22,809. This is, what chart is this? This is Frank's chart. Frank's chart is on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour here. Guys, things are looking really bullish with these charts. And in my opinion, like if you look down here on Market Cipher, for instance, we do have our BitLab trading indicators as well. Going to be doing a full review on FEMEX this week, by the way, or on BitGet this week. Show you guys exactly how to do it. Oh, AGIX is price. It's Cardano's AI play. Yeah, love it. Awesome. And price, perfect. But just real quick on what Frank has pulled up, you can see the large green dot. And if you remember, the large green dots work. We've gone over this. So in my opinion, right now it's pumping. Right now it is at, what's it at right now? Open, close right now, high, low, 23,029. The high was 23,161. Actually, so there is a wick there. There is a wick there. There is a wick there. Okay. So we're going to start showing trades here. We're going to actually start moving on this, this account, on our BitGet corporate account is what we're going to do. You guys can see right now we have exactly $10,000 in there. We're going to try to turn this $10,000 into 100,000. Is there a night? I mean, this is day mode. Surely there's a night mode, right? Let me see if I can find that real quick because this will drive me insane. This will derail our entire thing. Overview, withdrawal transfer, dashboard, security settings, my settings. Surely there's a night profile. Let's see here. Blah, 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 blah. Nope, it's not there. Let's see. Go back to settings. My settings. Is there anything at the top we click? Here it is. Dashboard. Gotta be somewhere where we set this, right? Okay, this will drive me crazy. Somebody tell me how to do that, and I'll do it, because this is absolutely horrible. I can't live like this, guys. Can y'all live like this? Can y'all live in day mode?
No.
Oh, I think maybe BitGet shows the charts in night mode still. All right, let's go. Let's go to trade. We got this. We need to transfer. Oh, it's already in the right account. So let's go to trade. Let's go to Bitcoin. We need Bitcoin. Coin M futures is what I trade. So here we go. All right, so we're going to put in a long here. What kind of leverage? 20x is pretty good for me. I'm going to use lower leverage than I use personally, but I used 25 when we turned all the money into $1 million in 2021. So I think I'm going to use 20 here. And let's see. I think, how much is available? It doesn't say how much is available. We got 15 USDT. I think it was USDC, Coin M, futures, and futures, settled futures. Is this it? Is this it, the Bitcoin? Bitcoin USD, here we go. Okay, all right. This should be in our trading account, and it's not. Let me go check this. I think I need it in that. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. I got to get the money to the right place here, and then we're gonna put in a trade. Now, look, guys, remember, this is for fun only. You should not be doing exactly what I do, and when we're going to be trading on this channel, you can look at what I look as kind of a guide, but I'm not guaranteed to win. I do pretty well with trading, but I'm not guaranteed to win by any stretch of the imagination. So make sure that you guys are taking all this into consideration. Maybe you want to use lower leverage. Always use stop losses, and make sure that you know what you're doing if you're going to possibly try to trade. So this is going to be from here. Let me see what I have it on. My phone's over there. I know it's Coin M, and we want this from Coin M. We want it from, I think we got it here. I think that's where it is. Bitcoin. Nope, wrong one. Coin M. Okay, all from Coin M to. I'm not sure why it's not showing up in the account. Maybe Decker can figure that out, why it's not showing in the account. Can you go tell Decker, Kelly, Decker, because it's just, I'm struggling to do it live because I haven't had to do this part. Tell him to make sure that when we pull up BTC USD on the trading, that it populates. It's not populating for some reason. So, Frank, you want to come look at the charts, and then I'll go work on that and get that fixed, and then we'll do it live. We'll do a trade live. You think long is the right move here, right?
Yeah, well, we'll break it down. We'll break it
cool.
down. Right
Let's
now.
do it.
We got a bunch of good stuff.
If you said short.
Oh my God. It actually says low IQ on it. I absolutely love that. That's hilarious. What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. We got a bunch of good stuff to look at on the charts. I kind of want to take a look at some key levels. Now, we are still generally trading in the same range that we've been in, but I do want to talk about some really important levels we have to the downside in case we do break this range down, and then we will kind of touch on where I am looking to the upside if we do continue to bounce up here. And yeah, we got a bunch of good stuff here, although we are still technically in the same range. But first off, I'm going to go ahead and hide our TA here and come up to the higher time frames because I think it is important to kind of just keep an eye on these. Now, last week, guys, we were talking a lot about some top signals, right? Showing up on some of the more powerful time frames or the higher time frames, stuff like the 12-hour, the 16-hour, and the 4-hour, as well as the daily, were starting to flash some top signals, not only on the BitLab indicators, which we'll take a look at in a second, but also on Market Cipher, a bunch of other indicators, and just kind of the level of resistance that we were up against was kind of letting us know that it might be time to cool off a little bit here. So the writing was on the wall. We were kind of on my live stream on Friday, we were kind of talking about, hey, on a technical level, guys, this is the charts and the technicals are saying more downside ahead, but, being very careful in this strong uptrend as the bears have kind of been getting flung around by the bulls. They're just kind of hooking them with their horns and just flinging them out of the way. But let's go ahead and take a look here. You can see On the weekly time frame, we are starting to cool off just a little bit here. Nothing indicating an absolute dump to zero, but it would be, potentially indicating some downside here. And then I believe on the boom, here we go. On these higher daily time frames, you guys will see this is kind of what we were looking at on the BitLab indicators. The significant movement here, kind of just getting, big red waves here. Just one of those things, kind of indicating that we were getting some toppy signals. Also on the daily, you can see we started getting these top signals up here on the BitLab indicators. Then we got these unshaded waves indicating some consolidation as we kind of just wiggled sideways here just a little bit. But all the signs were here, right? And it wasn't only this, 16-hour also showing some top signals on the BitLab indicators. But not only that, guys, we were also coming up to key resistance and putting in bearish divergences on many different time frames. A lot of this stuff we were looking at not only on my live stream at 5:45, but also on this stream as well. And it all started here on the 4-hour time frame. Turn on our levels here. It all started on the 4-hour time frame with our higher highs coming into key resistance. I don't have the actual same levels here. I believe it's on this chart here. There you go. Coming up to this key level of resistance, coming in at about 23,800 as we put those higher highs in on price, as our indicators were showing lower highs on the momentum, as well as money flow coming out. This is an extremely bearish sign. And I know, for a little bit, as we were just kind of, sitting up here, people were like, why are you so bearish? We've been pumping. And the reason I was leaning bearish was simply because of the technicals, right? Just because we pump doesn't mean that I'm just feeling good about price and I think it's going to go higher. When you start printing this, showing this imbalance or discrepancy between your price action and your momentum, it warrants a price, especially with the money flow coming out and the BitLab significant movements indicator giving those top signals, kind of letting you know, like, hey, we're pumping, but we might be running out of steam here. So it all started with that as we started to get this move down. And then even stronger top signals here, guys. Same exact setup with the higher highs, with our lower highs on momentum and money flow coming out. But showing this on the 12 and the 16-hour time frame was giving us good confluence with the money flow coming out on that 4-hour pretty aggressively. It is now crossing over into the red, which is more bearish in my opinion. But again, in a strong uptrend, you have to be careful because, you might just dip into the red just a little bit and then get ripped right back into the green. This is typical in strong uptrends. Like in the bear market, we barely spent any time in the green. It was mostly just anytime we came into the green, we came up for a fresh breath of air and then just got dunked right back into the red. So you want to be prepared in the opposite direction here, right? So if you see, money flow coming to the downside, crossing into the red, you want to be careful that if you aren't going to be in a strong trend that's going to continue, it is likely that you will see that red money flow just kind of rip back up into the green. But that was kind of the main things that were screaming for this move to the downside. It was all started with that 4-hour bearish divergence, then leaking into the 12 and the 16-hour. And we even had this bearish divergence on the daily, which is an extremely, extremely bearish sign. But again, I'm not calling for zero here, guys, because we are in such a strong uptrend. These bearish signals are naturally going to form on the higher time frames. So, they just likely won't play out as brutally as they do in, a strong downtrend. So, continuing on here, this was a pretty strong signal. And you could see, if you put your cursor right over that red dot, it was essentially the start of that downtrend. You could even see it better here on the 12-hour red dot, basically was the start of that entire downtrend. However, we are coming down to some really interesting levels of support. We did come down. Let me just zoom out a little bit here and come up to our other chart. We did come down to a really interesting level of support. Now, again, we are looking at this price action in terms of a range, right? Generally, the range I've been looking at is the value area, which is between the value area high coming in at $23,250 and that value area low coming in down here at about $22,600. You can see, shout out to the premium Discord. We were actually put a setup into the premium Discord last night looking for a move down to this value area low to put in some bullish divergence. And look at that, guys. Right at that value area low, we got the bullish divergences amongst other bullish confirmations. Money flow coming up on the lower time frames. And there you go. it is up currently, if we come to the current price, only up about 1.5%, but we are above this POC, so it would technically, due to the rules or basically how volume profiles behave, as long as we stay above this POC, it is likely that we will eventually make it up to our target here at the value area high at about 23,250. So a lot of people always ask me, I always say our Discord, our premium Discord is not a signals group. And I think a lot of people get confused. So I just wanted to pull up this little screenshot here. So this is basically how we run our premium Discord. We have basically it is spoon-fed trade setup. So this is last night, right before I went to bed. I let everybody know, hey, this is basically what we're looking at right now. Looking for something like this to form on the 1 hour time frame, as well as having confirmations on the lower time frames, specific bullish confirmations that we were looking for. If we get price to come down to this value area low and we get all of our confirmations, such as this 1 hour bullish divergence that we kind of tried to mock out here, if we get this, that is where I would be looking to go long. And as you can see, woke up this morning pretty happy about that. We almost got exactly what we were looking for with that bullish divergence on the 1 hour, as well as the 15-minute, amongst other bullish confirmations as well. So pretty happy. Shout out to the premium Discord for anybody who was able to get in on that. But next major level of resistance I will be looking at, guys, if we do continue up, is going to be, again, that value area high. If we can get higher than that, I would just basically be looking to make our way back up to these highs that we made up here, right here at about $23,825 until we break this level to the upside.
We were above 24 at one point, right?
Yeah, we did crack back here on the 1st. We cracked about 24,250. But if we do get back up there, I would be careful of a rejection at this level here. But until we break these highs, I wouldn't expect another move up. But we'll have to see. If we can get above that value area high, we could potentially... Oh, I'm sorry. This level moved. Value area high coming in, 23,380 or almost 23,400. If we could get above that level, I'd look for a move up here to 23,825. And if we could hop above that level, that is, or once we break these highs here, that's where we can start to work our way up into that 25K level. And as you guys know, once we start breaking that 25K level, that's where those low volume gaps really start to come in. And that's where we could potentially get that move up to 28 to 30K. Oh, I don't know. We had him on the show the other day. Actually, heads up, he asked, he said that he would love to do a crypto face version of your audiobook.
Oh.
So if you're interested in having a crypto face version of your book, he would love to do it.
Not family friendly.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, that would actually be pretty funny. But yeah, guys, these are the key levels I'm looking at. Other than that, I will be looking at, again, that next major level of resistance is going to be 23,380. And that is, that's basically going to be the next major level. And then again, just looking to stay within this range, guys, within this value area. It's been very trusty, as you can see here. Shout out to Jonathan Anderson, says bull market full of bear divs. Give him the sauce, Frankie. Candle Mafia for life. Shout out to Jonathan Anderson. I appreciate that, brother. But yeah, guys, we're just playing these ranges. If you watch my channel, you could just see by the long that we just showed, as you come down to those value area lows, it's a great time to look for longs, even if it's just a scalp, and then vice versa at the value area highs. And until we break that value area low decisively, I wouldn't expect lower prices. And then once that happens, I would say about 22,000.
What's that number? It won't go below, probably.
I would say if we break about 22,320, that is really where I expect to actually lose this range to the downside and then come down to lower prices. So the key level of support to the downside I am watching right now, $23,319 exactly. And then once we lose that, we do start to lose a lot of volume below us, and that's where we could start to see movements to the downside. Other than that, as long as we remain within this value area, I will continue to treat it as a range, continue to take those longs that we just showed you that we set up in the premium Discord. And I think that's all I got. If you guys want to watch me, check me out on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel at 5:45 every single weekday. We do 2 hours of live TA. That's all I got. Back to Ben. Bing bong.
Guys, this is how dumb Gary Gensler is. He's in our chat, as you see him in our chat. He says, nothing longer than Benjamin's areolas. Guys, the part of the nipple that protrudes is not the areola, okay? It's the pink area surrounding the protrusion, okay? God. Hey, did you see I went to the SEC?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed going to the SEC. There were people in there I mean, there were security guards in there. That was it. Let me tell you what I think we're going to see. Okay. I think we're going to see, this is a little bit, I don't have lines drawn, but and I don't know what hourly chart it was, but AJ and I were looking when we were gone. It basically, it was a broadening channel. And so I actually tend to think that we're going to go back up to the top of the channel and then come back and test, and then probably either make a new high, go above 25 even, or maybe wick down and hit that, hit the CME gap, which I pulled up a CME chart. I'm having a hard time finding where that gap is. Maybe it was just because I was looking on my phone. It was too small. It's in the 19,000s.
Yeah, 19.5-ish, but it kind of halfway filled with a wick. So
that's what okay, so let's take a look at that real quick. Let's see, new incognito window.
But it is
go trading view.
I do feel like it is inevitable. It will have to come back and retest 20 at some point.
It doesn't have to. 96% time they fill, not 100%.
Well, yeah.
But if we get above 30, I don't know. It's going to be questionable. Unless we might get another pandemic kind of type of scam wick. That could fill it. But if we get above 30, it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. So, all right, let's go. Let's look at the CME chart here. Let me log in real quick. So take it down, actually. Let me log in, sign in. Here, email. There it is. Boom. Think I changed it to this. Okay. All right. So let's go to the charts. Go to BTC 1 exclamation point, I believe is what it is. There it is. Bitcoin futures. Launch chart. Okay. And I want to make this a favorite. I can't remember where to do that at. I was looking at that earlier. Okay. So this is the daily chart for the CME futures. Now, the reason that this happens is because you get a close on Friday and then a reopen on Monday. And so it's at about 19,000 something, which means you got to change the candles to regular candles, I believe, is one thing you got to do. Let's see here. I thought you just clicked those and it changed, right? There it is. Okay, it's up here. Perfect. This is going to show us what we need. There it is. Okay, now I see it. I remember I was about to put it on Hikanashi and then my phone rang and I didn't do it. That's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so it's not body to body, it's wick to wick is what it is. So the wick is now in between 20,430 and I was right. It is 19,990, I believe. The hot 19,995. That's where it is. So it's got to basically wick down to 20 to fill this gap. And this is the gap here. Obviously, you guys can see the gap. It's between these wicks here, this wick and this wick. It started to fill it a little bit on this day. It went from, let's see, that's a 20,690 was the close. The next day it opened at 20,460. But we basically have that gap between 20,460. It's a $500 gap. We're going to do a special CME. I know Frank did one. I'm going to do one as well on this, probably a whiteboard video actually, and show you guys how all this happened and what all this means. Talk a little bit about futures, paper Bitcoins, so you guys catch up and understand all that stuff. But that's where we're generally looking for things to go. And so, like Frank said, right now, there is a potential for things to go up pretty high, I believe. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to set an order. I did figure this out, by the way. I think it just didn't populate in time is what it was. So we go to trade, we go to coin and futures, you go to Bitcoin USD, should pop up with our $10,000. Let's see here. Let's see if it takes a second. Log in. Oh, I'm not logged in. Frick. I'm not going to be able to log back in on this. We're going to be looking, I'll just tell you what we're going to be doing because I logged in on the other computer to fix it. And now I have to log back in here. It's a complicated process. We got to have the 2FA, which is on Decker's desk. But what we're looking at here is actually, this has been floating between 22.9 some odd and 22.7 some odd. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to set a long at 22.750. Don't want to round number. And then we're going to put all the money in the account on that. And then we're going to hit take stop loss. Make sure you guys are setting your stop loss here. Let me zoom in on this. Make sure you guys are setting your stop loss I usually don't put the take profit until later, until I see what it's doing, or if I'm going to go to bed or something, or I can't pay attention. But set your stop loss when you set the trade. Make sure that you're not doing it when you afterwards, because then you have a good chance. Like there could be a wick and you could lose everything. You could get liquidated. So why does it say 0 available again? Oh, let's see. Why did it say 0 available? I'm not sure why it said that.
You're not logged in.
Because I'm not logged in. That's right. So I have to do it on my phone. Well, I can't do it. Well, that's what we're going to do. We're going to set the order at 22,750. And we're going to see if we fill. We've got a lot of bullish indicators that things are going long. And so that's what we're going to do. So that's the trade, 22,751. We're going to see if it goes down and fills. It could bounce up before it fills. That would be unfortunate. But that's what we're going to do, because that's around where the low, where it's been. It did go all the way down to 22,617. But if you look at most of these candles here, you see, let's see, the low here was, let's see, this is on what chart? The 3-minute. I'll go to the hour chart. Let's just go to the 2-hour. You can see here on this candle, it went down to 22,617, or no, I'm sorry. It went down to 23,339. Let's go forward. 22,711, 22,809, 22,737, 22,8, 22,737 again. So I think that where we got that range is pretty good to maybe pick up along and see what we can do with it. Because I think we're going to get some explosive movement up very close to 25. We could see it break out, or we could see it back down to that area that Frank was talking about. So, all right, let's do Twitter Buzz. Oh, where's my stop loss going to be? I'm going to set my stop loss at, see, this is difficult because it's not good for me to say where my stop loss is going to be. I'm going to put the stop loss somewhere in the 22.5 range is what I'll tell you. Somewhere in the 22.5 range, because that would be a new low off of the last, let's see, here it went all the way down to 20, no, yep. Yeah, basically the long and the short of it is it hasn't really been below 22.7, so we'll see what happens. Guess who's back? Back again. Ben is back. Tell a friend. That's an Eminem rap. My SEC Eminem rap was pretty good too, if you guys missed that. Thank you, Sin City Crypto. It's insane how a single red candle turns into 10K Bitcoin is inevitable. And this really shows you what I like to call ditch jumping. Hola! Ditch jumping is where all of a sudden you flip from mega bullish to mega bearish. And you can do this in anything in your life. Like, for instance, if somebody tells you talk too much. Now, no one's ever said that to me. No one in my entire life has ever told me that I talk too much. So, for instance, if somebody told me that, and then I said, hey, you know what? They tell me I talk too much, and I was insecure, I would say, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to talk at all. I'm never going to talk to this person at all unless it's absolutely mandatory. And then they'll figure it out. That's what people are doing in the markets as well. It's psychological. It's, oh, we're bullish. Now we get one candle. Oh, now we're bearish. We're going back to 10K or 12K. Guys, this thing is probably going to 19,990 at some point. If it goes down that far, that's when people get scared again. But make sure if you've got money to the side that you've been setting, not financial advice, but if you've had money setting to the side and you've not been dollar cost averaging, or you have a chunk that you've been holding, or you thought it was going to 10K and you missed it, that's probably going to be your last chance. It could certainly go down a little bit lower than that. I think there's a support at 18.6 thousand. That might be a good entry. But if that thing goes below 20, somewhere between 18 and 20, you need to be piling in. That's going to be your last chance for this bear market to accumulate at the lowest level, unless we get a black swan down the road like we did in 2020. So, all right. Okay, moving on here. Next one. Breaking. More than 50% of all six-figure earners have said they are living paycheck to paycheck, an all-time high per CNBC. Well, I actually had a response to this tweet, which was that 64%? Right? 64% on the tweet? More. The number is actually 64% from what I saw. That means 36% of people bought Bitcoin. Not at the top. Not at the top. Somebody made a joke when I said that on Twitter, and they said, oh, well, that means that the other 36% who bought Bitcoin, they're all living on credit cards now. So, Crypto Savvy calling for a $15 Bitcoin. That's from Zabadoo. Zabadoo has a lot of funny comments. Next in, U.S. credit card debt reaches $930.6 billion a new all-time high. What a segue, right?
Yeah.
What a segue, because I just said the other people are living on credit cards. Now we're in the highest debt ever on credit cards.
I've got an interesting
Love to
chart
hear it.
on this to talk. We're going to talk about it in the basement. It is the highest we've ever been, but it's actually right back on trend to where it was.
Well, guys, of course, like think about this. When were credit cards invented? The 60s? Look that up. When did Bank of America make Diners Club, which became MasterCard? I think that's the transition. If I remember the guy that wears the hat that's too big for him. There's two people that wear hats
1950
that make them look ridiculous. One is Richard Hart. That hat's ridiculous, Richard. I'm sorry. That one hat, the one hat, it's ridiculous. It's the only time I've critiqued your fashion sense. The other one is Jack Mallers. So Jack Mallers put a whole thing out about credit cards, how they started at Bitcoin 2022. It was actually very interesting. It was the big announcement, which was real weak. But basically, Bank of America started, I believe, Diners Club, which became MasterCard, if I remember correctly, which people don't know. I mean, it was Bank of America that started credit cards. Go figure. And what happens is that if you think about someone that was born in 1950, right? How old are they? 70? 73. Okay. Mm-hmm. So there's 73 is younger than the average lifespan in America. You know what I'm saying? And we're growing in population. So what that means is there's more people that are getting credit cards. Does that make sense? The number of people getting credit cards is growing, not due to financials, due to just population. And when credit cards were invented, they get real popular till the 70s. So if you were born in 1950 and you're 20 in the 70s, and then you start using credit cards, and of course by the 80s and 90s, they're everywhere, then that means that there's still a new generation to populate us up to the normal lifespan. So that's what I think. I think you're 100% correct. The more important number is the trend and where it should be. It's like presidents and budgets. Talk about this all the time. Mm-hmm. Of course, the new president's going to have the highest budget ever, or the highest, and the highest deficit. The numbers are constantly getting bigger, right?
It's also a result of inflation.
Yeah, inflation as well. You are correct. Yep. Chris Goldman says, been new to crypto. If Ethereum's deflationary total supply is always going down, then won't the total supply eventually hit zero someday? Well, let me do a quick calculation on that. It's a great question. We'll do a calculation. Let's say that we'll use the current model here, and we'll say 18,000. Okay. If there's 18,000 Ethereum lost per year, and there's 122 point, I think it was 100. We'll just do 122 million. There's 122 million. I think I'm going to do this the wrong way. Divided by 18,000. Okay. It would take 6,777 years for Ethereum to go to zero. I think that number is going to grow because when we get in a bull run, let's just say the average is, it loses 50,000 Ethereum a year. Let's see. So that would be 50,000 divided by 122 million divided by 50,000 divided by 50,000. That would be 2,440 years for Ethereum to go to zero. Guys, that's not happening. We'll be on to the next thing by then, obviously. We're all living in the metaverse, plugged up to the matrix by then. So theoretically, you're correct, but that won't happen. So there you go. All right, moving on here. We got top stories. Is Bitcoin price about to retest 20K? 5 things to know in Bitcoin. Bitcoin price disappoints with weekly close, comparatively strong under 23,000. These currently center around 20,000, a psychologically significant number, but more important because of the CME gap as well. Let's see. If we bounce lower here, I still in the 21 or 19 to 21K region as a logical bounce zone. Fed officials to speak this week. Let's see. He used the word disinflation, no fewer than 15 times. Don't be surprising if the term soft landing remains for a while. Guys, we've already remains for a while before the rug being pulled in quarter 3 or quarter 4 this year. No. In quarter 3, quarter 4 this year, they're turning the money printer back on. They're turning the money printer back on. Coming back on. So just in the time when the rug pull would occur, they're going to turn the money printer back on. Things are going to start going up. Guys, what's next year? What happens in the summer of this year? Do you know? Nominees for president start declaring the presidency run. This year, the presidential elections and the presidential campaigns start. Next year, right, Joe Biden's not going to be running, in my opinion, or from what I've been told as well. Thank you, man, for the super chat. But what we're going to see is we are going to see the Democratic Party still be in power, and they're going to want the numbers for the Democratic Party to look good, right? Jerome Powell, who appointed him? Who did appoint him? Yeah, Steve Mnuchin was Treasury Secretary before that. Or no, that's not the same guy as the guy who's over the Fed. Barack Obama appointed him. He's been there forever, right? Yeah. Jerome Powell's been there since Barack Obama, Democrat. He stayed during Trump's years. And here he is again, still kicking. So Jerome Powell is not going to be going out. So they're going to want the current party to look good for presidential elections. They're going to turn the money printer back on. And they'll start reversing rates by the summer of next year, which is going to be great for Bitcoin. It's going to be incredible. And then, of course, then if you get a change in power from Democrats to Republicans, then, you know, who knows what's going to happen. You'll see Democrats fighting to make things look bad again, which lines up with 3 to 4 years down the road from that, us having to go through all this again, which I think we're gonna see. That's what this soft landing is about. We've already landed, guys. In my opinion, we've already landed. The landing has been softer than expected, and we're still feeling the effects of the positive financial movement from the pandemic, from all the free money, from all the remote jobs. Guys, why do you think I've got a theory. This is my theory. I don't have anything to prove this, but I believe that we're seeing the price, or we're seeing unemployment, set record numbers because more people who are out of the workforce are able to work from home, and that wasn't an option before. And so you're getting for every person that goes into an office, that's a remote job out there somewhere that someone can have. So we're seeing this transition of a lot of companies moving away from remote working, and that's leaving more remote working jobs available, right?
There's also a lot of people working multiple jobs. I saw it was just a meme, same thing. I don't really have anything to
I don't think
prove
they count that in unemployment numbers.
What's that?
I don't think they count that in unemployment numbers. You are right, I believe. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was just a funny meme that I saw that somebody said, yeah, we're creating more jobs than ever. I've got 3 of them and I still can't pay my rent, you know?
Yeah. Lamb said money printing never stopped, nor will it. They have stopped the money printer for now. The supply is not going up right now. Let's go look at that real quick. The M2 money supply. Didn't they suspend this one too? Let's see.
Keep up.
Let's see what's going on with it. Look, it's down. The supply's down, guys. There you go. So how far is it down? What is that? 1.5? About 7%, I think. No. 21.7 to no, not 7%, not even close. I thought that was 20,000. 739 to 354. 354 would be, I don't know, what is that? Under 1%, it looks. No, over 1%. About 1.5%, I think is what that is, to 2%. Okay. Let's see. Technical pricing. We got resistance and support levels. We covered all that when we're talking about charts. New record, half of Bitcoin supply hasn't changed hands in 2 years. Guys, that's always the case. This is kind of the same thing that we're talking about records, okay? Every time you have new people come into the space, they're going to, guys, why are y'all all talking about my nipples today? Can you show me full out? How full out? Can you see? Oh, you can. No, those are dots under the, y'all are making me self-conscious. Is that better? Okay. Sorry, guys. I don't care. Guys, it's not cold in here. I'm just excited to see y'all. That's all I got to say. Half of Bitcoin supply hasn't changed hands in 2 years. Of course it hasn't, because kind of what we were talking about with the budget, the deficit, it's the same thing. Every cycle you get more long-term believers in Bitcoin. You're always going to see this number growing. And the institutions, they hold through the bear markets for the most part. They have a certain amount of their supply that they just won't sell. And so, because it adds to their net worth. So because of that, that's why we're seeing this. It's a snowball every time. Thoughts on Litecoin halving coming up? I believe if we go back and look at the halving last time, it didn't do anything, I believe. Let's actually look when that was.
I think it did.
I don't know. Litecoin halving. Let's see. Last one was
in 2019.
Let's see here.
I mean, everything was down, but I think it went from like $30 to $70 or something.
How do we see
like
the
that.
last one? So it's 2019. Let's go to 2019 Bitcoin halving. Okay. 2019 Litecoin halving, excuse me. August 5th. Let's see. Okay, so it was August 5th. Let's go here. Let's check out where the price was on around August 5th of 2019. There it is. Man, it's back up to number. You just can't kill Litecoin. It's going to get big benefit from our bill, which I was told our bill is probably by the end of the month. We'll see what happens. I'm not promising, but I think that's what we're going to see. Let's go to the all chart, and let's go to 2019. Okay. Let's see what happened exactly around there. Okay, so it was August 5th. So that would have been 2019. Would have been about right here. Oh, it sure did. Yeah, look at that. That's 615. Did that say did that say date? August 5th. Yeah, it didn't actually. It pumped leading up to.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's zoom in on this a little bit more so we can get an even more accurate representation here of what happened in 2019. So 2019, and we'll go all the way through the bull run. Okay. So you see, leading up to the halving in September, it pumped. It reached $135. Then it headed right towards the halving. And when the halving occurred, the price was right here. So no, it actually never reached the price of the halving again until the heat of the bull run when Bitcoin hit a new all-time high in December of 2017. So I hope that answers your question. It's a good question, though.
It's a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event.
Yeah. So the difference of Bitcoin halving always leads to new highs pretty soon after. The Litecoin halving is going to lead to all-time highs when Bitcoin leads to all-time highs after the halving. So Bitcoin Lightning Network capacity breaks all-time high. Well, this is the next story here, I'm sure. Yeah, here we go. This is why. NFT transaction since biggest shock on Bitcoin network in recent history. Let's see. The halving is always in August for Litecoin. David Brumblebow, check that out. I'm not sure about that. I don't know if it's based on blocks or time. Like Bitcoin's based on blocks. While everyone and their cat were focused on, I don't have a cat, guys. We're focused on whether Bitcoin would kick off February with renewed upside or retracement. Something interesting happened. The Bitcoin network registered the largest block in 4 months. Transaction has been linked to Taproot Wizard, an NFT project that's experimenting with innovation on the Bitcoin blockchain. Bitcoin has struggled to sustain its upside since the start of the month, blah, 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 blah. Now, did Udi launch this? Was he the person that launched this?
He's
NFT?
Involved with it.
He's
I don't
involved
know
with
if he launched it or not, but he's definitely promoting it.
Yeah, it's funny because the Bitcoin maximalists are like, you can't do it. We don't want JPEGs on Bitcoin, blah, blah. But then they crushed it, right? And then, the anti-Bitcoin maximalist people are like, they like Bitcoin, but they're not maximalists. They're saying, look at gold. Did you not know jewelry is a utility of gold? It's a great store of value, but it also used for this. Number one use of gold today is actually technology. That's where we're going to run out one day. That's where we're going to have to space mine down the road. So maybe we should do a video on this, on the Bitcoin NFT thing.
Yeah, we should definitely do
Yeah.
it. You got to, and explaining the, not oracles. What's it called?
The nodes?
No, it's not nodes. I've been reading about it all weekend. I can't think of the word right now. It's ordinals.
Ordinals.
That's the technology they're using to do it, to track all of this stuff. I kind of wanted it to just go away because it's kind of an annoying thing, but it's clearly not going to go away.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. James Bowler says, to clarify there, it happens 840,000 blocks, which is roughly every 4 years. I would just it's hard to say it's always going to do something in the summer when it's based on blocks. That was my only point there, James. Oh man, 13 says, think Bitcoin bottom REN. Maybe Bitcoin was meant to go to 100K aside from manipulation FTX. I tend to agree with that, actually. That would put it 85% down at around a 15K bottom. That's great detective work there. Thank you for that. I believe that. we call him the pencil neck in a turtleneck. Billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya, he says markets are off to the races as Fed capitulates. Remember, this guy dumps on you. He laughs at retail investors. He doesn't even do his own trading. He has a team for that. Billionaire Chamath Palihapitiya says the markets are likely to witness more bursts to the upside following the recent comments of Fed Chairman Jerome Powell. In December, Powell was extremely hawkish, and he was basically like, listen, we're going to keep rates higher than you like and longer than you want. And he was pretty clear, and the markets reacted. And then not 35 to 40 days later, he says we'd have 2 25 basis point hikes left to go, which we generally already knew that. According to Palihapitiya, the markets could mirror its late 2018 to early 2019 price action. Wow, isn't it? That's amazing because it's exactly overlapping with the time frame for the last Bitcoin bear market. That's pretty interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And here it is. It says right here, when that's not true, really. Bitcoin and crypto did not skyrocket during the depths of the bear market. It had 2 bull traps. And this here just showed, let's see what he said about it, actually. At the end of 2018, October, November, December, the markets just fell, and part of it was Powell's going to raise rates, inflation's out of control. And then we got all the data that said China may be entering a real period of malaise. Is that how you pronounce that, malaise?
Sure.
And Powell capitulated again, trying to stick the landing. Long story short, he didn't. That was a head fake, and the markets just ripped higher. I think we're about to replay a little bit of that, at least the next 30 to 90 days. And if you guys want to support elites that only want to credit investors to win, they want you to lose, and they literally admit to dumping on you, then make sure to check out Chamath Palihapitiya's podcast, the All In Podcast, because they're all in on screwing you. And there he is, guys, the pencil neck in a turtleneck. Why does this guy not want to show his neck? Does anybody know? Is it a bacon neck? Is that what he's got? I don't know. Why does this guy not want to show his neck? Ridiculous. Okay. All right. Yellen, you don't have a recession when U.S. unemployment is at a 53-year low. Guys, here's the thing. We've been in a recession. That's what we've been seeing. There have been outliers to this recession. The landing has already occurred. I've been one of the only channels telling you this for the last several weeks, that this has already occurred, guys. Okay? So yes, they changed the definition of a recession. And yes, usually unemployment is extremely high during recessions, but it's all smoke and mirrors that they're using here, guys. They've gotten better they've gotten much better at that. Celsius will claw back retailers too, folks. That is not true. Celsius is not clawing back retail investors. Everything that I've talked to from people on the inside there, that is not an option. Institutional, maybe, I'm not sure, but I've been told that retail clawbacks are not an option for Celsius. I'm telling you what I'm told. I can't tell you that with 100% certainty. I tell you with 100% certainty that I was told that. David Brumblebow says, so far, all Litecoin halvings have been in August, the 1st and 25th, the 2nd, August 5th, 2019. It may happen in July this time. Litecoin and Bitcoin dump a month before. Okay, cool. That's good information. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Monday said she saw a path for avoiding U.S. recession with inflation coming down significantly. They're getting ready to turn that printer on, guys. Get ready. The strength in hiring, which occurred despite layoffs in the technology sector, reduced market expectations. Guys, you want to know when they're going to turn on the printer? Right as the XRP case is ending. Guys, XRP is going to be the #1 coin for the next bull run. I believe. My opinion. I believe it was the #2 coin in 2017. It was the most popular coin for sure. I believe in this 2025 cycle, XRP will be the largest. XRP will be the largest winner in the bull market. There you go. I love that. I love it. I don't know if I can put it on every day, but I do love it. Another thing to look at is Janet Yellen's lies about silver shortages. Well, she lies about a lot of stuff. We know her as the Tweety Bird monster. We've been calling her out for years. She basically took bribes from banks during 2020, during the pandemic. Guys, she got paid, I think it was 60% of her net worth in 1 year from banks for giving Zoom speeches. And then she became what? Treasury Secretary. I'm just saying, I will never ease up on Janet Yellen. She is the worst of the worst, along with you-know-who. U.S. Senate Banking Committee schedules crypto crash hearing for February 14th. Valentine's Day? Interesting. The U.S. Senate Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs is primed to probe last year's crash on Valentine's Day. Oh, the Valentine's Day crash last year, not this year. I see what it's saying. I thought it was saying it will schedule it on February 14th, but they're saying it's a hearing for crypto crash for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, a very important day in crypto. Why? I started that, just so y'all know. Tim Scott, the main committee's ranking Republican member, released a statement this week outlining the committee's priorities for the current congressional legislative session. Scott says one of his top priorities is developing a framework for digital assets. We do know that he's the one leading on the Senate side. We have a digital asset committee now on the Republican side, in Congress, on the House of Representatives side. Brown has previously called the crypto market a complicated, unregulated pot of money and has argued that its issues were larger than FTX itself. 100%. You all know what the issues are? All the TradFi people coming into our space. That's what it is. FTX wants politicians and PACs to return donations and may sue to recover funds. Guys, this is why Sam is going to prison, okay? This right here. You say, oh, look at all the money-gated politicians. They got to give it back. You think they like that? You think they're going to let this slide? No. Look, it may take, am I fasting with old ladies? That was funny. I know what that was about. 3 to 4 years before he goes to prison. I want you to be expected for this, or prepared for this. This is probably not happening by the end of this year, okay? This is going to be long. It's going to be drawn out. There's going to be appeals. Elizabeth Holmes was out, the founder of Theranos, and of course, that involved health. This involves, I think, 70 times more money than that one did, okay? She got 11 years. She had 2 kids, 2 children from her womb while she was out on bond, okay? This is not going to be quick. At the end of the day, just like Elizabeth Holmes, Sam Bankman-Fried will be going to prison. His only out is if he has some kind of extremely damning information on Tether or Deltec, which I believe Deltec, I think Dan Freeberg's already playing that card. So I don't know how much he could really help there. FTX told the political world Sunday the bankrupt crypto exchange wants his money back after millions of dollars flowed into the hands of candidates and action committees under the direction of founder and former CEO SBF, which we have, I talked about last night. We have pretty much been greenlit for our next book to be published with Wiley to be catching up to FTX. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they pretty much greenlit it. We're going to do, we think we can write it in 3 months. Me, John Vibes, and Nick Diamandi, the main people that work on these books. And so we're going to be, working on this tirelessly to get this book out. We're going to tell it, well, we got to tell the publisher about our angle, but, we're going to have a unique angle that no one else has. Not only because we encountered him face-to-face in court, and we do have a lawsuit pending against him right now in the Bahamas, but also because we've got a really, really interesting angle you guys are going to want to see that falls outside of all that. So make sure to check that out. Welcome back, Ben. So great to see you. Your boys did so well while you were away, and we miss you. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the love from the Bit Squad. Do you think price of sand will go down for the token unlock scheduled for Valentine's Day? Interesting question. I believe anytime you have an unlock and more coming to supply, technically you should see a downswing. However, I think it's going to be short-lived because we should see in the very near future sandbox being totally open. And when that occurs, the utility of the coin is going to pick up. I think that's why they scheduled the unlock for then, and I think it will even out. So there you go.
I think it is supposed to be a pretty massive, like 25% of the supply.
Yeah, it's big. So it probably will fall. But over time, I think it's going to be evened out. The disgraced crypto mogul revealed he also gave money to Republicans with an interview with influencer Tiffany Fong. Old Tiff. Claimed he donated about the same amount to both parties. I don't think that's correct. Public spreadsheet maintained by OpenSecrets.org, nonprofit that manages U.S. campaign finance and lobbying, monitors, struck more than $84 million in donations from Bankman-Fried, Ryan Salame, who was the whistleblower, it turns out, in the Bahamas, and Nishad Singh. So when you see Ryan Salame, do not think he was involved in the insolvency stuff. We want to make sure that the whistleblower, as soon as he found out, he told. That's what we've been told. So he turns out to be one of the good players here. FTX judge weighs demand for independent bankruptcy investigation, and that's going on right now. So we're going to have a video on this tomorrow, I believe. A U.S. bankruptcy judge at a court hearing in Delaware will consider on Monday whether to greenlight a court-supervised investigation into the collapse of FTX, a course of action that the crypto exchange has opposed as redundant and wasteful. FTX, as an examiner would merely duplicate work already being done by FTX, its creditors, and law enforcement agencies. Why does John Ray, who is in charge of Enron and Residential Capital, why does he not want an independent investigator? He had them for those cases, not for FTX. Why? Talking about reopening FTX. Why? Most of the time when I ask these questions to you, they're rhetorical and I know the answer and you don't. I don't know the answer to this question yet. We're going to start digging into that this week. SBF will never go to jail. He's the darling of the elite. How? Who? Who is he the darling of? Who?
Other than Kevin O'Leary.
Other than Kevin O'Leary. Guys, Barry Silbert snitched him out. CZ totally against him. All of the money to all the foundations and all the politics must be given back. Who else did he help? Who? I want to know who the people are, please. Do you ever plan on running a dot pool? No, we are out on dot permanently. You guys will find out why one day. We're not going to be the ones to tell you, but when it comes out, it's going to be very bad. It has nothing to do with the chain. It all has to do with Gavin Wood, and we will not be supporting anything he does. I know we said that, and then we said, oh, we found out what happened. We said, oh, we be careful, he had to step down. We were told about that, and then we said, oh, I found out he's going through a divorce, and there's investigators that are pursuing both sides of that divorce, and that's why he stepped down. I don't know if it's why he stepped down, but there's much, much, much worse stuff personally with Gavin Wood, and we're not going to be talking about it on the channel. I'll just tell you from this point forward, we are out on dot, period. Can it be a good trade for some of you to make? Absolutely. Will the coin go up? Probably. Will the chain do well? It's going to be pretty hard to have support after what comes out. And it may not be this year. It may not be next year. I believe it will be. But I'm just saying it's something that I absolutely cannot support anything that man is involved in. And you guys can look. There is already, hold on one second. Let me pull up. Let's see here. Okay. All right. If you guys want to start going down some rabbit trails, Buttcoin. This is on Reddit. You guys can find this post from 5 years ago. On Reddit, there's the search terms. I'm not going to walk you through any more than I know about it than this. But I'm just saying there's already public sketchy stuff about him out there. When the more comes out, it's going to be very bad. Genesis Unsecured Creditors Committee appointed. And also just to back up something, the previous article, there's been an entire army of bots trying to counterbalance that for years. There have been. There was an intentional attempt to purge that article from the internet, but there are some decentralized sources on blockchain that they will never be removed from. And so when you're reading people saying, oh, it was actually this, or it was just a story. If it wasn't a true account and it was just a story, what kind of sicko do you have to be to write that? To write a story about a man, and I believe it was a 9-year-old girl or an 11-year-old girl. What kind of sicko do you have to be to write a story about that? Pretty strange. That's all I'm going to leave you with. I just want to say you might find some stuff that says, oh, it's not true, blah, blah, blah. Be very careful with that stuff. He published it. That's all I needed to know. Let's see here. Genesis Unsecured Creditors Committee appointed. That's the UCC. That's what Celsius uses as a UCC as well. Anything going through bankruptcy does. 7-member committee has been appointed. Let's see here. Marana Asset Management. They were involved with Genesis. That was the big snafu with Bybit. Bybit said they didn't have funds on there, or whatever the case was. But that is from Bybit. SOF International. Blah 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 blah. Bitvavo. I think that isn't that the big Brazilian exchange, Bitvavo? Maybe it's Mexican. Amelia Alvarez, Richard Weston, Teddy Andre Amadeo Goris, known as the man with 4 names. Let's see. There's nothing highlighted on this one, but that's the point. They formed a UCC, so they're going to be moving forward with that. No individuals should be getting money from that, right? Retail investors are not invested in Genesis, right?
Well, Gemini earned customers had exposure to Genesis through Gemini. So that's
right, but they won't be on the bankruptcy because it's through Genesis.
Yeah,
or
it
it's
would be
through
through
Gemini.
Gemini
So Gemini
would-
will be on the bankruptcy.
they're fighting on behalf of their customers.
Bitvavo is the largest Dutch exchange. Thank you for that information there. Bizlotto, the most trusted exchange in Russia. That was a joke, guys. That was what the DOJ went after. Uniswap controlled by A16Z. Crypto Twitter split over VC Verm's governance move. Very interesting here. Taking center stage, divisive new proposal to deploy on the BNB chain. Venture capital fund Andreessen Horowitz, A16Z, which has deployed all 15 million of its Uni tokens to vote against the current proposal. So they don't want to see it on BNB chain, which very interesting. Very interesting. They must have a lot of ETH chain exposure and no BNB exposure. We should look into that. I want to do a video on A16Z and Mark Andreessen and Andreessen Horowitz. I have so many videos I want to do right now. It's amazing. Current proposal suggests the wormhole bridge. Let's see. And I think that is from, wasn't the wormhole bridge Solana's? I think it was. The current proposal is just using the wormhole bridge. Maybe they are now multi-chain. I thought that was on Solana. I could be wrong. They said they would rather use layer 0, a bridge protocol back. But yeah, guys, we would rather use our own firm, our own bridge. No wonder they're doing that. Let's see. Web3 dev Andre Cronier says DeFi is here to stay. I can't with this guy. One day he's in crypto. The next day he's out of crypto. Now he's saying it's the future. Hey, you know what this probably signals? Another DeFi summer coming. Might have another DeFi summer, folks. Visa eyes high-value USD settlement payments on Ethereum. We've talked about that before. Not new news. Crypto firm Starkware partners with Chainlink to boost Starknet adoption. Starkware, an Israeli company focused on Ethereum scaling, joined forces with Chainlink. Chainlink making new partners? Bullish. Okay, here we go. Guys, if you are in the XRP army, squaring up for lunch last week, say 6 figs. Dude, that guy's awesome. I really enjoyed hanging out with him in Minneapolis. We went to the Mall of America. Really, really cool. ICP guy. I'm going to be on a Dfinity space here pretty soon. And we're going to start doing our own spaces scheduled on BitBoy Crypto and around the blockchain. Be on the lookout for that. Guys, I am wearing my XRP Army helmet here. Ripple versus SEC case update is of February 6, 2023. And recent developments, Stuart Alderati, Ripple General Counsel, has termed the case by SEC misguided. To highlight his take on the case, Alderati shared a photo in a tweet on February 5th, comparing the situation to shooting down the Chinese spy balloon. Man, I missed that story while I was gone, huh? That was great. Did y'all talk about it on the show?
I don't know if they talked. I wasn't here Friday, so it mostly happened Thursday, Friday, and the weekend.
We did. Okay. Guys, these things were all over America, weren't they? I think they found one in Missouri. There were two. South Carolina and Montana, and one in Ecuador or Peru, I think. Anyways. Biden's fighting inflation today? Oh, with the balloon. Biden's fighting. That's hilarious. Why XRP? XRP is against what crypto is invented for, decentralization. Explain why. I did an entire video on this, Sugar Zeus. If you go back about 2 months, I recorded it in my Lamborghini, how appropriate, where I gave all of my thoughts on why I do support XRP, even though it's helping banks that are our enemies. It lays out my entire reasoning, entire thought process for that. I think it was a good video. John Deaton said SEC's arguments were schizophrenic. I guess they're talking about on the XRP case, especially on what constitutes the common enterprise. In this line, Deaton noted, there's a possibility that the presiding judge could deny summary judgment. Sealing of documents away from the general ruling. There is also interest in the type of documents the court will decide to seal away from the public. Interestingly, the SEC filed another motion aiming to seal specific documents, resulting in an uproar from the cryptocurrency community. In particular, Ripple had filed a motion objecting to an investment banker's declarant prayer to have their information kept confidential. So the XRP price has been pretty flat compared to some of the other coins recently. Not that big of a deal. Ripple CTO congratulates Elon Musk on beating SEC by taking XRP private at $420. This was basically a take on Elon Musk's tweet. This is David Schwartz. He's really funny. This man is the sole person that I know of that exists in the I don't know what to declare his hair category. Is it good hair? or is it terrible hair? I'm not sure. Kind of reminds me of George Costanza. You guys know the guy that plays George Costanza, he had a comb over. And when you saw him in real life, he did not look like he was bald. But for Seinfeld, he looked like he was almost completely bald. Very interesting. I will never lose my hair, so I'm not sure how someone copes with this. You see people coping in different ways. You see some people going bald. You see David Schwartz embracing it and, the thinning hair and making it look good, I think. I'm not sure. Can we put a poll up? I know we're about to go in two or 3 minutes, but I just want, as we go out of the poll or the show, I want to know, do you like, or does David Schwartz have good hair or bad hair? So there we go. All right. I like David, so I tend to, we're frenemies. I tend to lean in the like it because I want to like it. I'm not sure I actually like it. Bill Murray walks into a members only NFT party. Thought it was National Federation of Tennis. That's hilarious. That's got to be a joke. Surely that was a joke. We'll cover it another time, maybe. Optimism finally flips Solana, but there's a caveat. I don't care what the caveat is. Guys, Optimism is going to crush it. Doritos chip producer comes to Polygon. Polygon and Optimism are going to be going back and forth this entire next 2 to 3 years. Google invests in AI company Anthropic, despite ties to FTX co-founder Sam Bankman-Fried. Spanish rehab center adds crypto trading addictions to service list. When does it make it in the DSMV? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I saw that same news. I said, that's all thanks to BitLord.
Yeah. I remember the story about the real rehab that came out in 2019, I think, or 2018. Yeah. So far we got 58% no. Do I have to trust the results of this poll? Do I have to go with it?
There's only 300.
There's only 300 votes. Okay. All right. Do we have a couple questions, maybe 1 or 2?
I got to go.
You got to go. All right. All right, guys. Make sure to smash the likes on the way out. Make sure for David Schwartz, make sure to put that vote in on the poll. We're going to go on Twitter and we're going to average it. We're going to do a poll there too, we're going to average it. So vote on both places. Thanks. That's all I got. Be blessed. XRP Army. Let's go. Big boy out.